Hey, Flamers, welcome to the guessing the grades for PSA. So we're going to go ahead and just get into it. Starting out, we have a Fossil Articuno. Um, there's like a stain. I don't think it's a misprint. I think it's like a liquid stain to whoever was the previous owner of this card. It's almost syrupy. Someone was eating pancakes while they were playing. Bordering looks great. There's not really scratches. There's just kind of the stain. Not quite certain how to judge that. And minor whiting on the back. If it wasn't for the stain, I'd say close to the 9. Definitely an 8. With the stain, though, maybe just an 8. It's really weird. I'm not quite certain how the PSA takes into account to stains. I don't see any other misprints going on here. I really need to memorize those. It is fun to go and read the Bulbapedia, to be honest. All right, next, it doesn't seem like I have like an endless supply of these, is the Neogenesis Typhlosion. And the reason why it seems like I have so many is that actually before the gigantic price boom, I had bought up a bunch of those Neogenesis sealed folders. I bought like 3 or 4 of them. Plus, I kept getting these in people's sets. So, yeah. All right, so the centering looks pretty good. It's not bad. There ain't nothing wrong with the hollow foils. Hopefully, the back is in similar condition. I really wouldn't call it whiting. I would say this is Jet 10. And that's why I bought a whole bunch of those binders. When I was buying the binders, they were between $20 and $30. And they come with the full evolution sets of Meganium, Typhlosion, and Feraligatr. So that's their starter and their set 1 and all that. And really, I mean, it's the hollow ones that you're concerned about these. Now, sadly, I don't think this one came in a binder. I think this was someone else's actual collection because there's a good bend right there, which makes me kind of not want to get it graded, but it should still be fine. Once again, I have no idea how heavy the PSA grades against such a ding like that, and it's really strange. It's like the rest of the card is in pretty much like really good condition. Like the hollow foil is like perfect. So this must have been like someone just accidentally stepped on this card or something. It's really weird. Okay, so here's some more bend. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of bend. Maybe a 6 to 7. And the reason why I still put it so high is because there just isn't any scratches to it. And what's funny, this is probably like the Meganium I've seen that has like the best hollow foil in the background going on too. So it's really strange. I'm not quite certain how to grade it. Ironically, I did not jam a Feraligatr in this stack. So I usually do all 3. I don't know why I didn't for this stack. I build these stacks by random way ahead of time. Of course, there is still some unrandomosity. So I'm adding a Dedenne. Interesting art. Why I'm adding Dedenne is I try and add some cards that don't really have a lot of value right now, but down the road they'll increase in value. Dedenne is not going to be like a huge hit, and it's not specifically like a damaged card. I try and do cards that are going to be at least PSA 9s and 10s. There's some whiting, but this should get a 9 to 10. So we're going to write that down. It's probably just a 9, maybe not a 10. The whiting's a little bit too visible. And it's because I do the economy service through PSA. And I've explained this in other videos to where, oh, hold on, this is a good one. This is a pretty clean cut Ditto. I wish it was first edition. So let's see. Yeah, this is a super clean cut one. I mean, there's some super minor scratches, but really pretty clean cut. The centering's fine. The corners are a little weird. Right now I'm still in the 9s. Oof, the back is a little bit more beat up. I'm going to say 8 to 9. I know sometimes I give things a little bit high grades, but you never know. It's just guessing, guys. It's for the fun of it. But as I said, I'll mix in cards with other stacks of cards, like higher priced cards with lower priced cards on purpose, because unless the PSA is doing what I actually suspect that they're possibly doing, and it's just based on the cards that I sent in the past and paid for a higher service, the PSA might be giving you a grade simply based on the cost of the service. And it seems a little sketch, but I think it might be true, just because that Shadowless Charizard, Shadowless Blastoise I sent in way back like 50 episodes ago, they came back 8s, and I expect them to be back like 4 to 5, 6s at best. So the fact that they came back 8s either means I have a huge much higher standard in terms of grading the PSA. So if that's the case, I should be a card grader. I got some really dumb grader where the PSA is simply just grading based on cost of service. And by that, I mean, for example, when you do a higher cost of service, you're declaring that you're allowed to declare a higher allotment value of the card. So of course I declared the max value for that Charizard and Blastoise in terms of what it could go for. And I think I said the Charizard was worth like $5,000 and the Blastoise was worth $2,000. And then they both got 8s, which is pretty similar to that price range. So I just have this really strong feeling that PSA went ahead and just said, yeah, they're close enough, give them 8s. And you know, because that was the going rate for 8s for those 2 cards back in the time when I had them graded. And I'm really hoping that's not the case, because I'm going to get a whole bunch of 1s, because I sent a bunch of cards that are worth like several $1,000s and declared their value at 200, but I also did it with a bunch of cards that aren't worth 200 and declared the value at 200. And the reason why I did this is a really nice card. I don't know why people don't like break cards. I don't think they're the bee's knees, but I definitely think they're a really cool card, and they're really good to pick up for the value. This probably won't get a 10. I'm seeing like some weird stuff in the holo foil. It's really hard to tell. And the back isn't perfect. 9? If it wasn't for the whiting, I would say 9 to 10, possibly even 10. But there's a decent amount, like more whiting I would really like on the back of this. And so the reason why I declared the value at 200 no matter what is because I insure my mail for a certain amount, so the USPS takes it seriously. If you insure a small package like I do for $5,000, you should bet your sweet bippy the USPS is going to make sure that thing makes it to its destination. Now, the reason, it's sure it's still a cost to me, it's extra money, and it's still a risk. Like I sent like $18,000 plus worth of cards, and insured it for $5,000, just so I'll still make some money back. I get those cards for, I try and shoot things for a very low value. I probably would have broken even or something. By the way, if you have to deal with an insurance claim with the USPS for a missing package, always claim it was cash that was inside. It's a really clean full art Steelix. I think I got this out of someone's binder. I don't remember pulling this, so I'm pretty certain this was from someone's binder. Really good condition. There is some whiting, but I will say 9 to 10. It's a clean looking Steelix. So, the reason why you always claim cash is if you claim an item, they will try and downgrade the value of your insurance claim, even if you know you paid for that amount of insurance. And with cash, though, they can't, because cash is worth that denomination of cash. So when I send a package and I insure it for $5,000, you don't make the claim of what the item is until you have to do the actual missing package claim. I just say cash, because back in the day, well, that's a really clean Mewtwo. Back in the day, when it'd be really funny to me. It's almost like a battle scene from one of the backdrops of like Super Smash Bros. It'd be really awesome if like there was like a Mario like falling off the screen, like when you kick them off the stage and like they're falling in the backpack. It'd be really cool to see one of the Super Smash Bros. Characters like way in the back, because this attack reminds me of Mewtwo charging up in Super Smash Bros. Centering's pretty good. A little bit of whiting here and here, a little here. 8 to 9. The bordering gets a little weird on the back. It's kind of funny how sometimes the bordering doesn't always match the front or back, like in terms of like it being equal borders. You figure it would be, but it just isn't sometimes. But yeah, so always claim cash if the USPS loses your package for the insurance amount. That way you're always guaranteed to get the amount of insurance you paid for. They can't fight that. Really clean Kyogre EX. It's really funny to me because these cards, like when they first come out, people were buying them like crazy. Other than all blow up in value, and people kept buying them like crazy and paying like primo prices to each person for them. It's pretty clean, 9 to 10. And so it was really funny because people were paying like those primo prices for them, and then like they never jumped up in value, and they actually came back down. And then after a little while, like now, if you get them graded, they're actually like starting to go up in value. So yeah, lucked out there. One of the things you can do, guys, I don't like to give this one away, is granted I only have like 200 people who watch me. Oh, this is a really clean Greninja break, actually. This is cleaner than Lugia. Greninja's a decent pull. Centering looks fine. It's so hard to tell. One thing you can do, and it might seem kind of like awful, a little bit heavier on the back, but not too bad, 9 to 10. Some card shops have a hard time keeping up with the changing in prices of Pokemon cards. And so I would say it's always definitely worth a look at your card shop. They may have a certain booster box listed for 150 that on eBay is naturally going for 250. So it'll save you about $100 there. And the card shop's still going to make money. They're just not going to make the max profit that they were hoping to, but the card shop's still going to make money. They're not going to sell stuff where they don't make money. A little bit of a nick. So that's why I'm saying don't feel too bad, you know. They're going to make money. So the bordering's a little short top to bottom. Rest of the card looks to be pretty good. It's a clean Tyranitar. Tyranitar reminds me of the dinosaur thing that they always talked about in Rugrats so much. 8 to 9. So that's pretty funny to me. I forget what he was called. I think he was also called Tyranitar in Rugrats. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. If my buddy was here, he'd probably remember. He watched Rugrats way more as a kid than I did. I didn't like Rugrats as a kid because, like, it wasn't drawn very well. I think as an adult, Rugrats is more enjoyable. So here's one of them top cards again. I do wish I had these in holo. It is still pretty clean. Little nick here on the back. I don't know how hard they grade these. So the PSA definitely does grade things differently, but depending on what it is. And I'm going to say 9 to 10. I think they take into account when you send in something holo and non-holo, as much as it's supposed to be easier to get a good grade for a non-holo just based on the fact that you would get less scratches. I think any damage they find on a non-holo, though, I think they grade it more harshly compared to a holo. You know, especially if you're talking Wizards of the Coast holo, because just that holo foil is so weak or whatever. Like, it's not even just what the holo foil is. I mean, I guess you could just use it in general terminology, but really kind of like whatever adhesive they used to keep the holo foil onto the card is weak, I guess, if it's the adhesive. I'm not certain. Okay. And for example, here's another non-holo, Dark Blastoise. I tend to find him a lot in non-holo. I don't know if the holo people are just holding out on me. Centering's a little weird. You can tell what I mean. Like the corners are weird with some weird cut cards. Front though does look great. A little bit of whiting on the back. 8 to 10. Just it's so hard for me to tell. It's probably closer to 8 to 9, but you know, whatever. Would, of course, yes, definitely be nice if it was some sort of misprint and/or first edition, or better if it was a holo first edition misprint. But nevertheless, following up with a standard Blastoise base set. I don't see that common misprint. Definitely weird borders, some stain, some silvering. I don't see anything else right off the bat. All makes kind of sense to me. It's really kind of funny how some misprints can just slip right by you. There is some scratches. They're not super deep. We are kind of looking right now already into the 7 to 8 category. Ooh, 5 to 7 category. Hey, and remember to guess those grades, guys, because you never know when you'll win something. We did giveaways for like some of our other guess the grades, and I really like to keep iterating that. I know some of y'all like giveaways because every time y'all don't win, I lose subscribers. I'm sorry, guys. Just deal with it, man. If you don't win, just wait till the next giveaway. We do giveaways all the time on this channel. It's really clean. Neo Tyranitar. I don't remember the second word to this Neo set. I just know it's a Neo Tyranitar. Pretty clean. I think this is one that I owned as a kid, possibly. Really miscut corner here, though. some whiting up top. 8 to 9. Tyranitar, people really like him. I thought he was cool in my sets. I never really I don't think I ever had him in the Pokemon game. I think I did see him in the show a couple of times when I was still watching. People really like this Ampharos. I guess it's a really different background style in terms of how it does its hollow, and he's got like a beam of light coming off his head. It's a nice swirl. It's definitely clean. This is, oh, what the heck is that? It's like it's cloth or something. Hold on. Let me. It's almost like I need tweezers for this. Sorry guys, I don't mean to do this. It's just I'll forget later. I mean, to me, it's a neat hollow background and the right light. Like, I have this thing under intense white light. But other than that, if you don't have it under intense white light, you can see even under intense white light, it's really hard to see. You can definitely really appreciate the cards a lot more than when you have them under the right lighting. Border's a little heavier on the bottom than the top. It's still pretty clean though. I think it's a possible 10. I'm going to put down 10. I mean, it's a really clean card. And going from this one to the next, it's kind of funny. I think they very definitely use like the similar. They said, hey, how much ink do we have left? We have a bunch of that ink left. Oh, well, go ahead, John, and run it for the Steelers too, because the Steelers background is very similar to where it's very darkish. You can't really see a whole lot. I do like that bluish. Does kind of go well with the fact that he's smelling, like, oh, blue steel, from Zoolander and stuff. Bordering straight. Steelers to me is a cool Pokemon because Honors already seemed dope as a kid because Honors was so big, and you're like, well, who evolves into Honors? Who does Honors evolve into? They didn't have one for a while, and then someone just said like, let's just make them metal. Okay, sounds good. And then like they took Honors' like horn, which would have been way cooler if they would have kept like something sharper up front. They gave him like these like semi like arm leg things for Steelers. Oh, by the way, I'll probably say a 10. But yeah, Steelers is definitely cool in sense. I think he's like the first metal type Pokemon to hit the series. But yeah. Oh wait, Kingdra. Kingdra's funny. I think Kingdra is a dragon type Pokemon while Charizard isn't. Bordering's a little off. Everything's really wonderful about this card. Really like the blues they use for this hollow foil. Back's not perfect, but it's still so minor. I'm gonna guess 10. And really, you need these cards to come back as 10, fellas, because the Japanese cards just aren't worth as much. And then finishing up, for some reason, not for Alligator, but another Meganinium. I don't think this one doesn't have any creases. That's good. Again, super, super clean hollow foil. Bordering's not bad. I think it's the only place they're going to ding me on this one. Oh, man, that's got to be a 10. If that's not a 10, that would be really disappointing. The price difference between these being a 10 and a 9 is like, it's really sad. So we're going to really hope for a 10. Well, guys, that concludes this episode. I really hope you're guessing the grades. Really interested to see what else we get our hands on. I would love to get my hands on some of that Shiny V, High V booster boxes again, because those are just too fun to open. They've got the chance of a God pack. They have some really awesome pulls. They just make you feel good. But the longer we wait, of course, the higher they'll go up in price. Oof, it is rough. But if you get your hands on those packs, I think those packs are awesome. And we'll probably see those packs go up in price whether they're sealed or open. So good luck. Thanks for playing. Good luck for any giveaways we do off this. And when these come back in 2050 from the PSA, I can't wait to do the giveaways based on people who guessed the grades correctly. Thanks for watching. Bye.